What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen. I'm gonna tell you about a story I seen last night that took my breath away, and it shows that how wild people are, especially when they're taking advantage of people that either don't have the strength or don't have the mental capacity to take care of themselves, or fight off, attackers or people doing them unjustly, or the wherewithal or mental capacity to tell when something's, when they're being taken advantage of, such as the story I'm about to tell you. This is shocking. I told you before, a lot of people need to be shown the flowers or shown the bottom of the ocean. Some people need to be thrown in the wood chipper. This guy right here is a perfect example of this. This guy that they're looking for is 22-year-old Walker Gabriel Munoz. And this guy right here has been going to a 81-year-old woman's house with dementia, that's diagnosed with dementia, and coming in the house, and he's been violating this woman. Now, the family has found out about it. It's caught on cam. I'm going to let you guys take a look at it. Some people are oxygen thieves, and this guy's a perfect example of it. Let's get it.
Yeah, this story is so disturbing. We're not identifying the victim nor the family member of the victim that we spoke with. It was all caught on video. Video the family wants you to see.
In the video, she literally opens the door for him to come in.
Opened it as if she knew the intruder and was comfortable around him. But her son-in-law, Val, says because of her early onset dementia,
We think it's pretty much progressed to Alzheimer's already.
She doesn't even know her own family, let alone this bearded man with a backpack. Val says the video cameras installed in the apartment are to keep an eye on her when her caretaker isn't around, and she wasn't Monday night when this happened.
He knocked on the door. She's 81 years old. She opened the door and he let himself in. He starts looking around to make sure there's nobody in the house. He starts hugging her and he starts to try to, make out with her.
And then Val says the man exposes himself, undresses, and allegedly assaults her sexually.
He's just pretty much grabbing her, making her do things to him. And, she's not really fighting off because 81-year-old Alzheimer's patient, what can they do?
While the security camera video shows what happened, the camera sent out alerts. His wife got up in the morning and noticed her mom was up much earlier than normal, which is unusual.
Yeah, she shouldn't be up at that time.
Her daughter rolled back the video on the phone app. And that's how you discovered it. You saw it on the camera.
Yes.
Val says had there been no video, they might never have known because
She doesn't remember details, or she doesn't remember it happening.
And as for the suspect, Val has his suspicions.
He's known to be a lurker. He lurks around the area.
He just hopes police find him. Police say the suspect is identified as being between 5'8" and 5'10", about 225 pounds. He has a beard, and he's believed to be between his 20s and 40s, wearing a gray shirt, black shorts, a gray hat, and a black backpack. If you have any information about the suspect or this crime, call the LA Police Department. In Pacoima, I'm Hal Eisner, Fox 11 News.
Guys, that's the story about this guy, 22-year-old Walker Gabriel Munoz, who's not caught yet. And hopefully somebody will catch his dumb ass and put him under the jail. I'm going to be honest with you. That's some sick stuff. That is very, very, very sick to me. That woman old. She's far past her vanity and her sexual maturity. She's dealing with a illness of the mind, where the family says she can't even remember who the family members are or day-to-day things. But she opens that door because she knows she needs help. She has a caretaker. Pretty soon she won't be able to do that. Do you know how dangerous and bad this could have been? Or it is. Because you heard the son-in-law, he was doing stuff to her that he don't even wish on people doing other. So it was outside of the normal realm, a normal sexual behavior. Now I'm gonna tell you, you can look at that guy and see he was homeless. They said he was a drifter. He lurked around. Homeless dudes, a lot of times they claim certain areas and they walk around looking for opportunities. This guy found it with this woman. It's messed up. That woman is old. And for him to go in there and do that, just look at this whole thing in a nutshell. This is why I be saying, man, I would take these people out of here. A lot of people like, man, Steve, you extreme. No, I'm not. Let's look at it on the level of common sense and normal human dignity. That woman has a mental condition that's deteriorating her and will eventually take her out of here. The family alone by themselves have to deal with that, knowing that she's on her way out. The sun is finally setting on this 81-year-old woman with all the history, love, and stuff that she poured on the others. And to have this happen, it bothers them. This guy right here, 22 years old, 21 years old, rest of his life ahead of him, he chooses to go out there instead of getting himself straight. He chooses to go and take advantage of somebody that's almost on their deathbed with a mental disability. How heartless and cruel is that? This guy is an opportunist. It's a lot of them out there, a lot of bum ass dudes. They can't get right because they won't get right. 21 years old, big, able-bodied. He could be doing construction or something. Instead of walking around with all his possessions on his backpack like a goddamn turtle shell, a laziness, and he should be out here doing something instead of taking advantage and trying to get his sexual rocks off on somebody that can't defend themselves. He could have wound up taking this woman's life eventually. Did you see what he did when he came in there? He hugged on her, looked in the back, leaned around, hugged all on her. Hey, probably told her he was her husband. Think about that. Think about that. For him to walk in that house, if she don't know in him, the normal instinct of a person is fear. He's doing positive reinforcement every time he comes in the house, acting like he's a loved one, somebody close enough to her to have sexual relations with her. She's 80 years old. What can she offer you? Think about that. He in there just doing whatever he want to do in his own sick mind, and then up and leaving, and she forget. For him to come back and do it all again, different than me. I would have got the video camera, I would have got the footage, and I'd have waited. I would have waited. I would have got me and 3 of my friends, and I'd have went and waited. Of course, he coming in there in a certain time of the day, and I'd have just waited. I'd have had people outside looking to see if they see him, and if they saw him, I'd have came out there and did something to him, or waited for him to bring his happy fat ass in that house, and he would have never left. Because if you worried about her not telling, because she ain't gonna remember nothing, she ain't gonna remember us knocking your head the fuck off in that house where you committed that sin. People are sickening. They need sickening punishments. And a lot of people do stuff because they think they'll never get caught. And jail is not enough. So sometimes you need to put people's heads in a vice and take a railroad flare and burn both their fucking eyes out. And it sounds crazy and extreme, but I'm telling you, these people pick and choose who they do this shit to. They do. This is messed up to do this to somebody. Listen, it's bad enough when we lose children out here and we feel as though we failed. Bad enough when we have children out here, we try to raise them the best that, to our ability and put them in programs, spend time, energy, and money. And some of these asshole kids pick their roads and go out there and throw a big F you to the parents' face. And when they do something, it's still a reflection on us and makes people look bad because society looks at it like, how did that happen? They feel like they failed. You agree or disagree? Imagine she wants independence and they're trying their best to let her be by herself. Because a lot of people might say, oh, well, why didn't somebody be living with her? So sometimes it's not that easy when you're dealing with older folks. They want their independence. Even though she's in and out of her mental state of who she is and her well-being, they had a caretaker, but the caretaker wasn't there at that time. There can be lapses at any time. So I'm not going to blame these folks because I can understand that. But think about it. They still feel like they failed. No matter what happens to a victim, it victimizes somebody else along the way, and it leaves a spider web where it connects other people to the person that was victimized and not just the victim themselves, where other people feel the pain. Maybe not as extreme as the actual victim, but it hurts all the same. You can't make this make sense. You can't. People are opportunistic. Every human being is opportunistic, and every human being has a dark side. When you're young, a lot of the instinctive things you have as a child is to take and possess, because your life, your yearnings are your own. Good parenting and stuff, adults teach children when they're young. Don't hit, don't take, don't lie. Certain things like that is what's grooming you into being a positive human being. And a lot of people are not being taught that nowadays. That's why you see people running amok doing the most craziest things and make you scratch your own damn head and wonder why. Why? 81-year-old woman. Soon as he leaves, he probably don't even remember it. He go in there, do what he got to do, leave up out of there. You know he was eating the food and taking advantage of some of the stuff that was in there. Some of them possessions was missing. This dude's a bum. I'd have fucked him up. It's messed up. Do that to somebody. I hate people that's like big advantage of somebody that's disadvantaged. This woman, he wouldn't trade ailments with her, but you'll go in there and do that type of stuff. 22 years old and he's doing this. 21 years old. Think about that. This is somebody's son. Doing this to somebody's grandmom, great grandmom, probably. That whole family should take turns wheeling a foot right up his ass, and the authorities shouldn't say nothing. And if the cops come and get him, turn the body cams off and beat that ass all the way to the station and hope he survived. It's unfortunate what happened to Tyree Nichols. Guys, I covered that story and I'm still covering that story as the trial comes up. But some people need Scorpion Unit on that ass. They do. They need the Scorpion Unit treatment. If you want to have a specialized unit, then you have them for shit like this. When you catch them, cook them. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. I hope they find the son of a bitch that did this shit and tear his ass up.